Training Program Workout Tracker tutorial. I'm your PT, Miles Harrison, and today we're going to be going through this lovely Excel sheet, which is going to be your training program tracker. So let's get into that. As well as the Google Drive app, you will also need Google Slides or the Microsoft Excel sheet to obviously edit this sheet as well. As you open it up, you're going to be obviously greeted with the training overview page. That we got there eventually. All these informations will be obviously cleared out. So obviously your names, your goals, your starting weight, your goal weight, and all that. And then from here, we've got a few more information. So let's zoom that out so we can see all that. Anything that we want to obviously track, whether that's other metrics or anything like that, we will put onto this page. So for example, here, it's understanding reps and reserves. So for example, if I would say to you, right, I want you to do a reps and reserve of 4, this would be that when you finish the certain rep range, let's say I say 3 sets of 10, when you've done that 10th rep, you feel like you've only got 4 reps left. Again, these are the kind of metrics that will go a little bit more into detail in person, but I just wanted to make that point here. Now, from the information that you've given me previously, I would have had a general view of what your training week will be, and whether we decide to go on a 3-day training plan, 2-day training plan, or any other. We'll put that in the weekly overview so we can get a week of. It's really good to have a structure and making sure we've got proper training days so we can keep that consistency because as human beings, we're a creature of habits. From here, we've got our mesocycles. So there's 3 cycles we want to be made of. We've got microcycle, mesocycle, and microcycle. Obviously, the macrocycle is our big one. So this might be training, planning within a year. Our mesocycle is here, so this will be weekly, month. And then our microcycle, is going to be our individual training days. So this might be session 1, session 2, and stuff like that. Obviously, when we are doing our goal setting, we're going to be planning ahead in our mesocycles to make sure that when we are doing our program, we are training towards your goal, whether that's weight loss, muscle gain, sport performance, or anything else as well as that. Once all this information is here, and you go into the next tab, we'll go into your phase work. And this will be your workout tracker. I know, lovely, isn't it? From here, you can see obviously the name of the work phase that we'll have and the date that we'll do it on. So whether we do a 6-week plan, we'll have the start of the training plan and then obviously at the end. From here on your workout tracker, you will see that you've got your warm-up section. So anything that I've seen from your KCA or your movement assessment, I will put any part that I think that you really need to work on in the injury prevention work. So for example, if you've got, let's say, tight ankles and they could potentially cause an injury, what I might do is I might get you to do a little bit of mobility work within the ankles, and I will put them either in the injury prevention or the RAM complex. Now the RAM complex is going to be a warm-up complex that we're going to be doing before the session counts. This is going to be obviously your warm-up, making sure that you're prepared and all ready for the workout ahead so you can perform it at maximum level. From here, you can see the exercise that we will be doing. So for example, here we've got A1 bench press. This will be your first exercise that we will be doing. And the order of obviously the exercise we're going to be doing is going to be going from the alphabet to the number. So for example, here, we've got A1 and A2. This would mean that these are a pair. So instead of having a rest in between X exercise, they're called a superset. Therefore, we will do them straight after each other. So you'll do A1, A2, then rest. Now, right, let's go through each of the cells things. So as you can see, within session 1, we've got our weeks. So within your program, I might give you different rep ranges as you go along in your week. This is whether we decide to go for that Karen style of progression. But if we don't, then you'll see obviously blank within the sets and the reps. So for example, on here, you can see in week 1, you've got 3 sets of 10. But by week 7, we've got 3 sets of 12. So there's a natural progression over the coming weeks. From there, you'll see obviously rest. So currently at the moment, you'll see NA because there's obviously A1, so therefore automatically they will go into seated row. And we got tempo. So tempo is obviously going to be the tempo of the movement. Now there's 4 digits you gotta make sure you know of when it comes to tempo. The first one, let's say for example we do a squat. Squat's a nice easy one to explain. So the first number in that will be the lowering part of the squat. The second number will be obviously the pause at the bottom. The third number will be on the way back up. And the fourth one will be how many seconds it will take before you repeat that process again. Nice and easy. Again, if there's anything in here that you're not 100% sure on, make sure you come to me in person and I'll be happy to go through it. Now, when I was talking before in the training overview about obviously metrics or anything like that, this will be in this area here. So for example, on this one, this is reps and reserves. And I put on, if it's something else that we're tracking, let's say it's RPE or something else, I'll put that in there. But if it's not, then what we'll do is I will let you use that as a notes section. So if there's anything like you decided to do something else within the program, or you try to use a different style of the exercise, so either you try to progress it or regress it, then you'll be putting it into there. From there, we got our coaching cues. So if this is a brand new exercise that you're not 100% sure of, or I want you to do it in a very specific way, I will be putting it in here. Then within the exercise, we've got our sets. So obviously you'll be doing set 1 in here, set 2 in here, set 3, and so on. Now the numbers that you put into here will automatically added into the volume thing. This is very important, as then when it comes to obviously looking over your training weeks, we can see how much volume you're doing, and if it is, let's say for example you are feeling very fatigued and feeling tired, but you seem to be sleeping very well, nutrition seems to be on point, then we can obviously have a look at this and go, right, you might have done a little bit too much volume. When it comes to the next phase, let's try to bring that down. Or as a progressive method, we can go, right, you've done this much volume, let's try to progress that. It's very easy to change. So for example, let's get rid of these. Let it load, and then you can see it automatically does the numbers. So for example, let's say you did your A1 bench press, you did 3 sets of 10, you did that with 60 weight, so 60 kilograms, and you did 10 repetitions of that. Then boom, automatically put into there. Please do not put kg afterwards, because as you can see magically here, for some reason Excel won't accept that number. So please just put the number. I know Excel is limited, but hey ho, we'll just go with it. Same here. Obviously with the reps and reserve bit, if I haven't give you a metric and I just want you to obviously just track your numbers in here, that could be a tab for your notes. So just plonk that on, and then obviously from there, when it comes to viewing your sheets, we can obviously have a chat in from the notes that you put in your training. As obviously you'll be going through your training week, so this complete row will be your week 1. As you fill into there, you might see the progression. So let's say week 2, we do 70. Week 3, you might do 80, and so on and so on. If for some odd reason, I give you a bodyweight exercise, what I would like you to do is just put 1. Nice and easy. And it adds it straight into there, just a repetition. As you can see, this is a whole session 1. So obviously you have all your exercises down here with all the other cues and things that I want you to do. And you can see the total volume in there. So for example, as I've just done, just our sets from all 1 down here. Oops, sliding too quickly. It will add up our total volume. And then as the weeks progress, we'll get our total volume of that phase. And that's for that program. Then onto the same page, as you scroll down, you'll see obviously your session 2. And now it will have a completely set of different exercises and warm-up set prior to the exercise before. Obviously session 3 and session 4. Obviously, if we decide to, let's say, for example, do more than 6 exercises, then obviously I will add that on there as well, and vice versa if it's something to do with like more workouts, and I will obviously add on to there. So that's everything to do with the training plan introduction. If you have any questions about anything in this video, please bring this up to me so we can make sure that we make your tracking a hell of a lot easier than it needs to do, and we can make sure that we're really just focusing on what's really important, getting them numbers down and getting you progressing within the workout. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.